Hey guys, Tony here from Real Carnivore. I hope everybody's doing good out there. Today I'm just going to talk quickly about the different type of diets that I've experienced and gone through before I came onto carnivore and how I feel about carnivore and why I love it so much. So I'm going to start just by saying, I started out with the traditional mindset of low fat, basically following the food guide, the Canada food guide, what they teach us to eat. And that made me obese, period. My whole life, my mother tried her best, God love her, to feed me the most nutritionally packed foods and give me the best possible diet based on what we were told was the right thing to do. And you know what, it just, made me unhealthy, basically. Even my mother's overweight. So, and I mean, it could be genetics, but it's not. It's the diet. So then I started getting into diets as I got a little bit older. I've been battling with being overweight my whole life almost. And I found this diet called the Bernstein diet, where you were taking injections of B12 and B6 and high protein, low carb diet. You know what? That worked great. I had reached my target weight. And as soon as you stop the injections, I doubled my weight. So I was, 250 pounds, like 100 pounds overweight type of thing. And then a year after quitting the Bernstein diet, I became 350 pounds. Yeah, and then I kind of played around with this diet, that diet. Then I found a ketogenic diet, and that started to work for me until COVID, right? And then COVID, everything just got screwed up. So throughout COVID, I gained a lot more weight. I became very unhealthy, and long story short, I ended up in the ICU. I flatlined 3 times. I was on the do not resuscitate list. You guys can see here I have a scar. I was intubated for a very long time. I had to learn how to walk again, talk again, write my own name again, all that good stuff. Miraculous recovery, okay? I was on a do not resuscitate list. I never even knew such a thing existed. So, do you know what that means, guys? That means if you flatline or anything like that, they're not going to resuscitate you. They're not going to try and bring you back. They're just going to let you go. This is how far gone I was. A year and a half later, 2 years, here we are, right? And so I started out with the ketogenic diets and found myself eventually not being able to follow it. It was just too complicated. I know it's a good diet. It was, keto diet was good for epilepsy and things like that. If you don't know the history, it was a diet, it was a treatment for brain disorders and things like that. And then when they came out with drugs, they stopped using the diet as a treatment. But a side effect to the diet was enhanced health, weight loss, all the benefits of the ketogenic diet, which is a great diet. Don't get me wrong. It's become so commercialized. It's a big cash cow now, and it's complicated. You gotta watch your macros. You gotta this. You gotta, they got these potions and these lotions, and how much of this can I eat and how much of that can I eat? And before you know it, you're asking yourself, how come I'm not losing weight? As a matter of fact, why am I gaining weight? Why do I feel like crap? It's just too complicated, So I sort of fell into another diet with the Dr. Poon. Many of you probably don't know who that is. He's, I'm in the Toronto area in Canada, and he's a doctor that has metabolic clinics, and his diet's great. It has 3 phases. It's basically also a ketogenic style diet, but from there I evolved into a more carnivore type diet. So, and that was just for the simplicity. I didn't know about all these other benefits at the time. I kind of pieced it together. Okay, high protein, low carb, low sugar, meat, right? Meat's the safest bet. So meat, eggs, fish, seafood. Um, Only later did I learn about why increasing the fats are good and things like that. So again, all ketogenic diets. The difference is, I think, how we incorporate the different fats and proteins and the bioavailability of the foods that we eat. So carnivore, I follow these guys, Dr. Berry and Dr. Chaffee and Dr. Baker, and clearly it's clearly made a fact that the most bioavailable nutrition comes from animal-based products, right? So check those guys out, and based on that knowledge, I just completely shifted into carnivore. And it's simple. It was just the simplest thing to follow. Eat till you're full. Don't leave yourself hungry. You don't have to count calories and this and that and the other. The only thing I pay attention to is, am I getting enough fat, right? So that's the only caveat to this diet, is a lot of people are still fear the fat, but you can't fear the fat. The fat is your friend. That's what's helping you absorb the nutrients and all of these things. And your brain is made of fat. All your hormones are created through cholesterol and things like that. So again, I have no qualification to talk about that stuff. It's just what I've learned from Dr. Chaffee and Dr. Berry and those guys. Okay. That being said, now I am down over 270 pounds from my heaviest point in the course of 2 years' time. I did not use any drugs. I did no surgeries. I strictly followed a carnivore diet. I feel so good. My blood work is almost perfect. When I say almost perfect, it was really bad, and it like before it was bad. I used to be on several medications, heart medications, blood medications, blood thinners, beta blocker, like just all kinds of stuff. And now I take nothing, no meds, no pills, no nothing. I eat meat, fish, seafood, butter, eggs, and fat. And that's it. And that's why I love this diet. And I hope that people understand that everything we've been taught our whole lives is a lie, and that I would argue with I'm not going to argue with anybody, but I would say that anyone who's like a vegan or a vegetarian is probably not as healthy or as strong as, say, a carnivore, right? But again, I don't have the facts. I just, from my own experience, because I've tried that plant-based thing as well, in my journeys of life through trying to lose weight. And as a matter of fact, I gained weight doing that, and I felt like crap every single day until I started eating animal-based meats again. So carnivore diet is great. You don't have to think about nothing. You just eat meat till you're full, and that's it. That's it, guys. I just wanted to say that. And if you like it, please give me a thumbs up. If you don't, give me a thumbs down, right? Share it with somebody. I got some other stuff about recipes and food and things like that. So a subscription to my channel would also be very helpful to me. And I'm going to share my results. I'm going to get down to my ideal weight, and I'm going to show you guys every step of the way. All right? Thank you. Tony from Real Carnivore is out.